Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy D back with another video, and let me tell you, this one is wild. We're diving deep into some of the most disturbing phenomena in history, the kind of stuff that'll keep you up at night. We're talking events so crazy, so terrifying, they left the entire world in shock and fear. Imagine this, Europe, 1346, a time when the world was vastly different from what we know today. The landscape was dotted with small villages and towns, each bustling with life in its own unique way. The world is a very different place. Life is hard, brutal, and short. People toil from dawn till dusk, working the land, tending to livestock, and trying to eke out a living in a world that offers little comfort. But people are going about their lives, completely unaware of the horror about to be unleashed. The markets are busy, children play in the streets, and families gather around their hearths, blissfully ignorant of the impending doom. It starts quietly, a strange illness in a far-off land. Whispers of a deadly sickness begin to spread, but few take it seriously. After all, illnesses come and go, and life must go on. But this is no ordinary sickness. This is the Black Death, a plague like nothing humanity has ever seen. It is a force of nature, unstoppable and merciless, cutting down anyone in its path. It spreads like wildfire, carried by fleas on rats silently and swiftly from town to town, country to country. The rats, common in every household, become the unwitting harbingers of death. People wake up healthy and drop dead by nightfall. One moment, they are going about their daily routines, and the next, they are struck down by an invisible enemy. The symptoms are horrific. Grotesque black boils erupting on the skin, fever raging through the body, unimaginable pain. The afflicted suffer in agony, their bodies ravaged by the disease. Death is the only escape. For many it comes as a merciful release from the torment of the plague. Can you imagine entire villages wiped out, streets littered with bodies? The once lively towns and villages become ghostly remnants of their former selves, the stench of death heavy in the air. The smell of decay and despair permeates every corner, a constant reminder of the devastation. The Black Death wasn't just a disease, it was a nightmare come to life. It brought with it a level of fear and suffering that was unimaginable. It ripped through Europe, killing an estimated 25 million people. That's a third of the entire population. The sheer scale of the death toll is staggering, a testament to the plague's deadly efficiency. The world had never seen anything like it, and to this day, the Black Death remains a chilling reminder of the raw power of nature and the fragility of human life. It serves as a stark warning of how quickly our world can be turned upside down by forces beyond our control. Fast forward to 1908, Siberia. It's a clear summer morning, birds are singing, the air is still, and then, boom! An explosion rocks the Siberian wilderness, so powerful it flattens 80 million trees over an area of 830 square miles. That's like a bomb going off with the force of 185 Hiroshima bombs. But here's the strange part. There's no crater, no sign of a meteor impact, nothing. Just flattened trees radiating out from a central point like some giant cosmic bullseye. What caused this massive explosion? Scientists are still baffled, but the leading theory is that a meteoroid, a chunk of space rock, exploded in the atmosphere before it could hit the ground. But without any physical evidence, the Tunguska event remains one of the biggest mysteries of the 20th century. Was it a meteor, a comet, or something else entirely? Theories abound, from secret government weapons tests to alien spaceships. But the truth, whatever it may be, is still out there, hidden in the vastness of the Siberian wilderness. Picture this, the Ural Mountains of Russia, 1959. A group of 9 experienced hikers sets out on a challenging trek through the snowy wilderness. They're young, they're fit, they're prepared. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Weeks later, their tent is found ripped open from the inside, belongings scattered, and the hikers, gone. It's as if they just vanished into thin air. As rescuers search the area, they make a series of gruesome discoveries. The hikers' bodies are found scattered around the mountainside, some partially clothed, some with strange injuries, like internal bleeding and fractured skulls, but no external wounds. It's like they were attacked by an invisible force. What happened on that mountain? Was it an avalanche, hypothermia, or something more sinister? Theories range from wild animals to secret military experiments to, yes, even aliens. But the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most baffling, unsolved mysteries of all time. The hikers' families are still searching for answers, haunted by the thought of what really happened to their loved ones on that fateful night. Let's travel back to 1692, to Salem, Massachusetts, a small, tight-knit community where everyone knew each other, and life was governed by strict religious codes. A time when superstition and religious fervor gripped the Puritan community. The Puritans believed in a world where the devil was ever present, lurking in the shadows, ready to corrupt the souls of the faithful. A time when fear and paranoia ran rampant. The community was on edge, and the line between reality and superstition was blurred. It starts with a group of young girls exhibiting strange behavior, fits and seizures. Their actions were inexplicable and terrifying to the townsfolk. They claimed to be possessed by the devil, and they accused several local women of witchcraft. These accusations were not taken lightly. They spread like wildfire through the community, and so begins one of the darkest chapters in American history, the Salem Witch Trials. The trials were marked by a fervent desire to root out evil, no matter the cost. Fueled by fear, ignorance, and religious extremism, the trials spiral out of control. The courtroom became a theater of hysteria, where reason and justice were overshadowed by panic and fanaticism. Accusations fly, fueled by personal vendettas and mass hysteria. Neighbors turned against neighbors, and no one was safe from suspicion. People are imprisoned based on flimsy evidence, coerced confessions, and spectral evidence. Basically dreams and visions. The standards of proof were shockingly low, and the consequences were dire. Over 200 people are accused of witchcraft. The sheer number of accusations speaks to the level of fear and paranoia that had gripped the community. 20 are executed, hanged before crowds of terrified onlookers. These public executions were meant to serve as a warning, but they only deepened the community's fear and mistrust. Others die in prison, their only crime being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The conditions in the jails were harsh, and many succumbed to illness and despair. The Salem Witch Trials stand as a stark reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria, religious extremism, and the abuse of power. They highlight how fear can override reason and lead to tragic consequences. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of critical thinking, evidence-based reasoning, and standing up against injustice. In today's world, the lessons of Salem are more relevant than ever, reminding us to question, to seek truth, and to protect the innocent from the ravages of fear and fanaticism. April 26, 1986, Chernobyl, Ukraine. A date and place that would become synonymous with one of the most catastrophic events in human history. On that fateful day, a routine safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant went catastrophically wrong. What was meant to be a simple procedure to ensure the reactor's safety turned into a nightmare. The reactor exploded with a force that was unimaginable, spewing radioactive material high into the atmosphere. The explosion was not just a local disaster, it was a global catastrophe. The explosion was so powerful that it could be seen and felt for miles around. The shockwave shattered windows and sent debris flying, creating a scene of utter chaos and destruction. The sky turned an eerie shade of red as a massive plume of radioactive smoke rose into the air. This deadly cloud carried radioactive particles across Europe and beyond, contaminating everything in its path. Firefighters rushed to the scene, unaware of the invisible danger they faced. They were the first responders, the unsung heroes who put their lives on the line to contain the disaster. They battled the blaze for days, their heroic efforts ultimately containing the disaster, but at a terrible cost. Many of these brave souls would later succumb to radiation sickness, their sacrifice a grim reminder of the event's severity. The Chernobyl disaster was the worst nuclear accident in history. The reactor's ruins stand as a haunting monument to the dangers of nuclear energy when things go wrong. The explosion released 400 times more radiation than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The scale of the disaster was unprecedented, affecting countless lives and ecosystems. The immediate death toll was relatively low, but the long-term effects were devastating. Radiation sickness, cancer, and other illnesses plagued those exposed to the fallout. Thousands of people have died from radiation-related illnesses, and the area around the plant remains uninhabitable to this day. The exclusion zone is a stark reminder of the disaster's enduring impact. The disaster had a profound impact on the world, raising serious concerns about the safety of nuclear power. It sparked anti-nuclear protests and led to stricter regulations and safety measures in the nuclear industry. Chernobyl serves as a chilling reminder of the awesome power of nuclear energy and the importance of vigilance and responsibility when dealing with such potentially dangerous technology. The lessons learned from this tragedy continue to shape our approach to nuclear safety and energy production, ensuring that such a nightmare never happens again. So there you have it, guys. 5 of the most disturbing phenomena in history. From plagues to explosions to unexplained disappearances, these events have left an indelible mark on our collective psyche. Which one did you find the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.